lovers. Let's see who are here. Okay. If you're in the room, please say hi. Please say, hey, I'm here. Okay. Boop, boop. Okay, no one is saying hi. No one is here. Oh my goodness. What is going on? Okay, I have my phone also. Hey, Logan. Logan is here. Logan Bjork. Yes, mama. Okay. Anyway, people will chime in, I'm sure. I don't want to just, keep people waiting. And so this is week 2, the second episode of my live interview series. And this week guest is the amazing, talented, I don't want to say graphic designer because I don't know if he actually graphic design, but he is creating a tarot deck, and the tarot deck is called Ocean Dry. And I have been following him on Instagram for a long while now, maybe like 6 months or so. And I just chatted up with him. I'm like, hey, I'm doing this live interview series on my channel, and I would love to have you as a guest. And he said yes. So here we are. Let's welcome the talented Colin Campbell. Boop.
Hello. You're too kind.
Okay, one more person. Donna over at Ozark Oracle is here. Hey, boo. What up? So the WAI ASKS live interview series today featuring Colin Campbell over at Prism and Company on YouTube, but on Instagram is actually Ocean Dry Tarot, correct?
I like the people. Yes, sir. I like to keep the people guessing.
Let's official welcome everyone. Hello, welcome to WAI ASKS. And this is Colin Campbell over at Prism and Company. Prism and CO. Right? Look at him. Gorgeous. Gorgeous girl. Oh my goodness. Okay, Donna
This
said
is
hi.
my first time my face has been on YouTube. Hi, Donna. So glad you got to make it.
Yes. Share this stream, on your Facebook, on wherever social platform so that people will chime in. I know people are busy, but if they can rewatch it. It's all good. So it's so fitting. Last week, I didn't even know, Julianne told me about this, Capricorn in line with Capricorn on the cuspness. And it just happened that I was having this, this WAI ASKS live interview series. And then tonight, literally tonight, it is, girl, it's the full moon in Aries, girl. Full moon in Aries, which I already know, but let's jump into. I don't want to review. Okay, I don't want to review it. I want you to review it, girl. I want to. Let's do the rapid fire, because on my channel, on my YouTube, on
Absolutely.
my earlier YouTube videos, I do this rapid fire question with my guests, and I think it will be most suitable to start our interview with the rapid fire.
Seems appropriate.
Are you ready?
Born ready.
All right, here we go, girl. Question number 1. What's your sign?
Aries.
What? Get it,
How
y'all.
fitting.
You guys get it? Full moon in Aries, and he's an Aries, y'all. Oh my God. It's like perfect. Like the universe is lining up.
Good night.
Okay, back to the question. Second question. What's your Chinese horoscope?
It is metal horse.
Metal horse. Ooh,
Hmm.
metal horse, girl. Third question. What is an animal or animals that you feel spiritually connected?
Exotic tropical birds.
Exotic tropical bird. Okay. What is your favorite color?
This one's hard for me. I value all colors equally, but if I had to choose, I'd say cyan, like a very teal blue.
Siam. Girl, you are
Hmm.
girl. Is that Siam right there? It's not Siam. Is that color Siam?
This is like this color right here.
That color is Siam. We should
Yeah,
have
this is
changed
pretty
that
close.
color to Siam, but no.
Ooh, I didn't know you could change it.
It
That's
cannot.
still a good color. I like it.
We'll change it after we finish this rapid fire. Favorite food?
Absolutely. Favorite food is curry.
Curry. Okay.
Specifically red curry.
All right. Red curry. Get some spice in there. Where are you from?
I am from originally Wilmette, Illinois,
Okay.
but I live in Madison now.
Madison. That was the
Wisconsin.
next question. You already jumped the gun. Thank you so much. Where are you
Sorry,
living
sorry.
now? You're living in
Madison,
Madison,
Wisconsin.
Madison, Wisconsin.
Listen, I'm rapid firing these. I don't know about you.
Girl. It's moon in Aries, right? He is ready
Yes,
to
so.
go. Ready to go. So you're like a Midwestern boy.
Absolutely.
Oh, good old Midwestern boy. Any pet peeves?
Pet peeves. I really like people with poor work ethics. Really bugs me.
Poor work ethics, like half-ass people.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
That's a no-no. Well, you're an Aries. We understand.
Yeah.
Coffee or tea?
I didn't hear that one.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee. Coffee every time.
Coffee all the way, girl. What is the latest deck you purchased? Tarot deck
The
or
latest
deck?
deck. What's the can I go grab it real quick?
Of course, girl. Go grab
Okay, I'll be right back.
Okay, while he's grabbing the deck, that sounds I have to carefully say that. He's never mind. Not that type of channel. He was going to grab his tarot deck. Okay. What was the latest tarot deck you purchased? Oh,
The Tom Benjamin deck
girl.
that I can't say the name of. Vallée de la Toussaint, I want to say.
The Tom.
An absolute delight.
Oh my god. I order it, so it's on its way to me. And
yes, so good.
Yep, and he is one of my guests. He's the last one, the fourth one.
So exciting.
Oh my god, I cannot wait to talk to him all about it. Tom Benjamin, ladies and gentlemen. But today we are focusing on Colin Campbell. Okay. All right.
Me?
A fiery climax approaches. Do you believe in like not horoscope, astrology, right? Astrology.
Believe is such an interesting word. I think that like the narratives that we tell ourselves inform so much of how we act and behave. So I think that yes, like being able to kind of categorically define yourself as a thing, like I am an Aries, you are a, Capricorn Aquarius, has a lot of power and can even like shape our mental models to be able to like have us act a certain way. So in that case, absolutely yes.
Cool. Like, do you follow horoscope? Do you read horoscope?
Not particularly.
Okay.
I always think it's interesting, but
do you get annoyed when people kind of like put you in a box? Oh, Aries. You know how those Aries are.
There are certain boxes that I find frustrating. That one is fine.
Okay, that's good. That's good. But do you think that you're pretty much in line with the general idea of who Aries traits are?
In some ways, yes. In some ways, no. I don't think I'm versed enough to really make like an informed decision about that. Many times, like I love those memes where people post like, the way an Aries would respond. I wouldn't do that at all. So part of me feels like no, but then like you or someone else will say like, oh, that's such an Aries thing. I'm like, well, I mean, in that case, then yes, many things are definitely on track.
You mentioned you are a Midwestern boy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the next game we have is you have now 60 seconds. I'm gonna keep my eyes on the clock. You have 60 seconds to sum up your life from the beginning to this very moment right now.
Okay.
And yeah, 60 seconds. And are you ready?
I sure am.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. So, like I said, born in Evanston, Illinois, grew up in Wilmette area. I had a huge range of interests as a kid. I was super outgoing and charismatic. I thought I wanted to be in theater for a while. I loved like tap dancing and like performing. And then I wanted to be a chef. And then I wanted to be an artist. And I had like all these different interests in different things. And that kind of led me to be more of like a jack of all trades style person. So I loved making stuff all the time, whether it was making a live performance or making food. And then I would just kind of, experiment my way around and find things.
30 seconds.
I got really 30 seconds. I got super into religion when I was young and like way deep into it. And long story short, ended up being kicked out of my church, which kind of soured that taste a little bit. And I took the lessons from religion and kind of applied them to a new modern life. Was very shy for a while. My new job has gotten me way more out of the box. And now I live very happily as an artist and just someone who likes thinking.
3, 2, 1, done. All right, girl. And bonus point to you. If this turned into an autobiography, what would be the title?
Ooh, Soup of the Day, because my nickname is Soup because my last name is Campbell.
Soup of the... You know what I'm going to get today? I'm going to get Soup of the Day. And it's a book by Colin Campbell. Get it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Well, let's dig deep. Since you mentioned that word, religion, tell
Indeed.
us from the very beginning, like your first encounter with religion, the first encounter, the first memory. Yeah.
I remember going to Sunday school with my neighbors. They lived just a few houses down. And I'm pretty sure that I kind of roped my family into religion. It was probably a group effort, but I really wanted to go. And right around that time, we ended up moving. So we moved up north, still Midwest. And it was then that I really got involved with the local church and the youth group.
Mm-hmm. So you just decided this is what I want to do. And then you just say, hey, Mom, I want to go.
Yeah. And then it started, I think, just as kind of wanting to go with my friends. But I really got into the kind of like the kindness aspects and the service aspects of church.
Uh-huh.
And especially, I was in the youth group, which was really fun. And then as I grew out of it, I became a leader for the youth group.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so cool being able to be something of like a mentor to younger folks, or even just being able to like feel like I was helping people and instill values that I thought were really, really good in many ways.
And how old were you?
When I first started?
Yeah.
When I first really got involved was like 7th grade.
7th grade. And how long, do you ever like feel like this, I don't, this awful to say, the calling or whatever. Do you actually feel like when you're doing all those services, do you feel like spiritually connected to whatever the religion that you were immersed into?
At the time, absolutely.
You do. You do.
Mm-hmm.
Do you mind telling us what the religion is?
Of course, specifically evangelical Christianity.
Christianity, right on. And is your family religious? Are they Christian? Are they raised Christian? Did they raise you as a Christian?
No, we were pretty like agnostic growing up, and then like I said, I think it was me, family into church, and my parents ended up leaded. So I was like the last bastion of religion in our family. Not that it needed to be there by any stretch, but I was the last one hanging on, and now we're pretty much back to just floating on by, which is nice in some ways.
Okay. How long did that? How long was that journey? That you stay in church for, like, how long?
13 years.
13 years, girl.
I believe so.
13 years. So what was the change? What happened? Tell me all about it. The gorgeous story.
Yeah, it was really interesting. At the time, I was the youth group leader had left, so me and 3 other girls had taken over like the role as joint youth group leaders.
And how old were you then?
24, 25, somewhere in that range.
Okay. You adult.
Yeah. And the other 3 gals decided that I was just too liberal-minded and too much of a thinker, that it wasn't appropriate for me to be leading the group. And just one day they sat me down and they said, Colin, we think it'd be best if you go. And that was the end of that.
What?
It was devastating at the time. I look back on it now and I'm like, it just feels surreal and totally wild, but yeah.
They literally just kick you out?
Totally, 100%.
Who are they? Drop their name. I'm gonna hunt them. No, I'm kidding. Don't do that.
No, of course not. Of course not.
Oh my God, everybody's gonna go attack them like on like. How dare you? So then what happened?
After that, like that was my whole social group because I'd been in the church for so long.
Oh no.
That's when I decided, yeah. So I was like, hometown kind of ran out of steam at that point. So I moved up to Madison and began my life anew as a extremely introverted, I don't even know what, just person kind of floating on an effervescent sea of confusion. And then here I am now.
Were you like in a dark space? Like, were you depressed? Were you like sad? Were you like,
I was really, really sad. Yes. In some ways it was really good too. It felt very freeing in lots of ways. There was plenty of things about church that I didn't care for, but I wouldn't necessarily describe it as like a dark space. It's almost like it was like a for sure tower moment. It was like a tower star moment. And the deck that comes to mind is, the Way Home tarot, where it's like a forest burning down and then it's the burnt forest with a star in the background. Like the aftermath was still there, but it was very hopeful.
Donna from Ozark said, "Oh, Colin, I totally understand. I'm a former youth leader too." Oh my God, we have questions. And okay, and then what? So you are starting your life in Madison, but why Madison, Wisconsin, girl?
That is a fantastic question. I had a friend who lived up here, and it was the first time I was going to live on my own, and I honestly didn't know where to go. So I was like, you know what? There is someone there. I liked the city enough that I just moved, and I'm so glad I did. Madison's incredible.
And then pack your bag. I'm like, I'm going, Ma. And then you just left.
Yeah.
And then walk me through, what was the process? Like how did you get your, I don't want to say get your life back together, but like what like you're so introvert, like, you hang out with your friends. How did it lead to, discovering yourself again? And, did tarot help or any of those?
Oh, interesting. I would say that tarot did the opposite for a long time with my introverted nature. I got into tarot when I moved up to Madison, and it was one of those things where like I didn't have a group to talk about it with, and I felt almost like embarrassed to talk about it for a long time.
Okay.
So it was in some ways kind of isolating, but that was really more just me, I think, projecting and feeling like a little bit, sheepish after everything that had gone down.
Okay.
But it took a job that forced me to be extremely social. And I did that partially to kind of like break myself out of my shell, because it had been, you know, a lot of years of slowly getting more and more introverted. And then really, like, once I left church, I was very, very introverted. And that started to break me more and more out of my shell. And now I present in front of people now. So I love to talk to folks and to be outgoing and fun. I think I'm kind of like back to Colin 1.0 in many ways.
But better. Colin 2.0,
Oh,
shinier.
bigger, faster,
Girl.
stronger,
Yes.
handsomer.
Oh, girl. Don't get me started. Okay. But okay, so did you still, like, what was your first step when you moved to Madison, Wisconsin? Was your first step like, I need to find a church, or like, no, that was a bad experience, let's not go there anymore?
Not at that point. I just sort of wanted to recalibrate in many ways. And I figured that I would go back to church, but I never have.
Okay. Was tarot always there for you, even though when you were in church? Or it just jumped out of nowhere, like, hey, boom, here it is?
It really came out of nowhere. And it wasn't, it was 100% like the aesthetics of tarot that really caught me. Like my whole like artistic life, I've loved like sets of things and collecting things. So the idea of having like a whole box of, you know, Halloween Marseille stuff, like that is so cool to me. And then I found out that there's all this like cool esoteric stuff piled on top of that. And that just like, it checks like every single Colin box.
But you discovered by yourself?
My friend who lived up here introduced me to tarot.
All right, let's set up that scene. Tell us what happened once upon a time.
Yeah, it was very, looking back, it was just ridiculous, but I love it. It was two people that I knew, and they had this second story apartment with no AC, so it was really hot. And they had this one room with like all of their esoteric stuff and tarot decks, and they had lit some incense. And they knew that I was coming in off church, so they like very tentatively like brought me in and sat me down and like, Colin, look at this cool art. And then they showed me the Thoth deck, and I was going through the deck, and they're like, okay, pick your favorite card. And I was rifling through. Let's see if I can find it here. And the one that jumped out to me was the Emperor, which is funny because this is the Aries card. And they both were like, ooh. And right away I was like, wait, what does that mean? And then my friend gave me a tarot reading, and the rest is history.
Oh, girl. And then here you are. When you were in church, did you know about tarot when you were in church?
I think I did a little bit from like TV. Like there'd be a spooky person on TV who like pulls the death card or something. So that was like my only exposure. I knew of it, but I didn't really know it.
And did you have any association, well, not association, did people around you ever commented, oh no, the tarot is the devil, if you use the tarot, the spirit will come out and eat you alive?
Yeah. That was the kind of church I went to. I don't specifically remember that, although there might have been like hushed talk about it. But yeah, I remember when they showed me the deck, my immediate reaction was like, ooh, like, what's this? Like, it was a little bit like gut reaction, like, take that away from me. Yeah, totally. But it wasn't like super built up, ultra spooky or anything.
And then after you've been introduced, touched by the tarot, right? You've been touched by the tarot. Did you ever like go back to like your Christianity, your belief, and kind of struggle with, especially you were introduced to I can't say it, Thoth deck, with that system, with that controversy, right? Did you like, oh my God, you got introduced with that deck, with your past experience with Christianity? Like, did you struggle at all, or you're like, whatever?
I think by that point, I had done enough struggling with Christianity that I was ready to find something new.
Mm-hmm.
So the like book and the way that Crowley presents himself
Mm-hmm.
was a little bit jarring, and still honestly is a little bit jarring.
Mm-hmm.
But I just jumped right in. Like it didn't take much convincing.
Let's segue to the say that one more time. Thoth.
Yes.
Thoth tarot. Let's jump right into the Thoth tarot. What was your first impression of Thoth tarot?
It was beautiful. I think it's the thing that still captures me about this deck. Like it is so gorgeously colorful.
Mm-hmm.
And I love colors. Like anytime you can get that. And it's not only colorful, but it is very intelligently colorful. There is clear, even just looking at it, you can tell that like color is used for a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you start digging in and realize there's like the 4-step color scale that the Golden Dawn uses to color each card, it's like extremely purposeful. And so that right away got me hooked. My artist brain was like, yep, sold.
Was your friend who introduced you to that deck, is she or she, right?
She, yes.
Is she a hardcore Thoth lover? Or she has all the decks too? It just happened that Thoth deck was the one that introduced to you.
So they were hardcore Crowley lovers. And
okay.
Yeah. So yeah. And they weren't like, they had a variety of decks. So it wasn't like they only used the Thoth system.
Okay.
But it's so interesting looking back. She read tarot almost 100% intuitively.
Okay.
Like to the point where she didn't really even understand or know the system, which is totally cool.
Sure.
But just the way that I picked it up after that was almost 100% on like the intellectual side, like studying the system and seeing it. So we had the same touchstone to start, but then went totally different ways.
That's the other reason I wanted you. That's the other reason I wanted him on my channel. I'm talking to you all now, because the way that he depict, is that the right way? Like kind of like dissect, depict, like the coloration, the placement of coins and swords, and I was like, who is he? Oh my god. And I was like, especially when he started doing YouTube channel, and then he's the long form kind of guy.
That's true.
And I was listening. I'm like, okay, you got my attention. Talking about all the placement and everything. I was like, I have thought about those things, but never really do it your way, like the way that you see it. And I'm just so intrigued. It's your artist brain, right? So has it always been that way when you are little? You always see things that way, like systematically, how the placements are, or because of the Thoth tarot that kind of led you into that direction?
Totally the former. I think my mom's in the chat and she will probably agree with me that like
Hi,
growing
Mom.
up.
Hey girl.
Hi, Mom.
Girl.
I was extremely like almost obsessive about imagery when I was young. Like everything had to be symmetrical. I was very like particular about stuff. So I always really had an eye for like images in general. And then my mom was a graphic designer who did like really focused on like print and type. And so she taught me and trained me to be like very picky and fine detailed with like kerning, which is like the spacing between letters and placement on a page. And then my dad was all the like technical printing side. So I got really not obsessive, but like really involved with like making sure things looked perfect and were perfectly formed. So I think all of that with my personal love for like abstract art really helps inform how I look at images these days.
I have an intuition. Is your mother Diane?
Yes.
I just see her right now. No, I'm kidding, because she's in the chat.
Incredible.
Hey, Diane. Yes. I'm magical, but I'm not that magical. Okay. Hey,
no, he's that magical.
What up, girl? Miss Diane. Miss Diane. wonderful. Hey, well, I'm glad, you train your son well, because the way that he kind of like do all the very intellectual art placement explanation. I don't even know how to say it. It's just so interesting that, we kind of just say, oh my God, look at this and look at that. Oh, look at that over there. It's so cute. Oh, look at the moon. But he is able to kind of like, but the use of color over here and the way that they place everything. I'm like, okay, interesting. And it's completely like 108. Is it 180? Yeah, 180. For me, I'm such an intuitive, like I actually do look at the picture, and that's why I have such problem with Pip deck. Like it's literally 4 pentacles. I don't know what that means. And then when you do tarot reading, how much of it is through memorization, kind of like, you understand 4 of Cups is this, and then the structure is this, and how much of it is actually intuitively, and let the guide, kind of lead you there?
I think the metaphor that I would use is like a water park. So I spent a very long time constructing the slides and building the pumps. That would be like my intellectual understanding of the cards. And especially lately, it's just like, let the water flow, I've already got all my systems in place and my understanding in place. So now I just get to sort of see what comes up, and all of those decisions will inform everything in a reading anyway.
Do you find it more difficult to do a more intellectual reading, or does it stop you? Like you literally see a card and you say, oh, my initial feeling is like, this is disaster. But then you go back to what the card is supposed to mean, and you kind of stop and like, oh, actually that means celebration. So there's a conflict there. Do you ever jump into like encounter those experience, those situation?
For sure. I mean, I think, every reader will get stuck now and then, but that is my favorite part of tarot readings. I say that I'm an artist, but I think that first and foremost, I'm a creative thinker. I think that is my strongest skill. So being able to take a reading and have a position where it's like, what's the best thing happening right now? And like the tower gets placed there. I love that. I think that's so cool to be able to, you have to construct a narrative. The cards that you answer the question you ask. So how can you take the cards and the positions and make meaning out of it and have it be helpful? I think that's so cool.
Isn't it? I'm glad that like we are friends now, because I've been watching your channel and it kind of like, push me a little bit more towards like the structure and how, like, even not just per card, but when I see a reading, right? If I have 3 cards, and then kind of like where the colors are, right? It will kind of spark my eyes, and how the placement of the swords are. And it actually feeds further into my narrative, my intuitive reading style, which is very great. Cool. Since we're talking about tarot and everybody is waiting the long anticipated amazing tarot, which I'm trying to find the banner. Boop. The Ocean Dry Tarot. Ladies and gentlemen, Colin is creating the Ocean Dry Tarot. Let's start at the very beginning. Let's
a very good place to start.
Yeah, exactly. Why? How? When? What?
Boy, that's a lot of big questions.
Yeah. Why? Let's answer the why first, because I'm waiting.
For sure.
Yep. Why?
The initial impulse for making the tarot deck was to learn tarot. I didn't know the cards. I didn't know what they were. I knew a very surface level. So I thought, okay, if I make a deck, that will force me to learn the meanings of each card as I go. And that was like the little tiny tip of the iceberg that ballooned out.
Oh, I'm going to say that's extra. Ladies and gentlemen, that is extra. Okay, if I don't know about the pyramid, I'm not going to build a pyramid to understand it.
Listen, I recently found that I didn't have a deck of playing cards, and if you follow me on Instagram, you know that instead of just buying one, I also decided to make one. So that is fully extra in the way that I am.
Colin extra Campbell. Thank you. Boop. Which is very okay, and then which is very Aries. Thank you so much. It's just like, dive into it, all full, like let's go and let's just understand. Okay, so the why is you want to understand tarot in a deeper way, and you think, why not create that deck, right? And when was that?
6-ish years ago. It was like right around the time that I moved up to Madison. I also wanted to like prove to myself that I could do a really big art project. There had been a whole series of like failed attempts at work before that, and I was like, you know what? Nope, I'm ready to like actually make something big and do it.
So 6 years ago. 6 years ago in Madison, that's the where. Why you want to understand, and then what, when, where, why, what? Well, who is you? That's you. Like what? What I'm going to ask for what? Like what do you inspired that deck will do for you besides understanding the tarot?
I guess the idea of that's a good question. Okay, I'll say there's like a couple different things. The idea of having like a really big project that I made and finished was very appealing to me. And also, there is an exercise that Crowley recommends in the Book of Thoth, which I now realize is ridiculous, but was very intriguing at the time. That was also like, oh, I want to do this exercise to kind of like uncover more about the cards. And then that particular point blossomed out and really kind of like led me down a ton of rabbit holes because I was anticipating it to take like 6 months. And then, here we are a million years later.
And then thank you, Donna, because Donna just finished, the how.
Oh, great.
Who is you? What is the deck? Why we answered that where, and then how. How did you come up with this idea for? It wasn't the Ocean Drive before; it was the Prism Tarot, right? So how do you come up with that idea, the original Prism Tarot?
Yeah, it was totally this exercise. Crowley recommends looking at all of the minor arcana through the lens of each of the major arcana. So for example, what does the Three of Wands mean to the Emperor? What does the Three of Wands mean to the Empress? That kind of idea. So I ended up writing, 1,028 card descriptions for myself because I systematically went through every card and, found these.
Can we rewind? Let's just rewind. I'm like pushing the rewind button right now. How many what? I
would have to do the math again. I believe it is 1,028.
Okay, the interview is over now. Thank you so much. This is extra. 1,000? Who are you, girl? Ladies and
That's when people ask me to write a guidebook, and I'm like, it's gonna be so big.
You almost finished the deck, and that guidebook is gonna take 6 more years to write.
Oh, I know.
It is, but you guys, it's going to be a cult classic. Oh my God, you be the next. Oh my God, you'll be so big. You'll be so famous. I know him when, ladies and gentlemen.
It's true.
That
you got it on the ground floor.
Oh my God, I have to like adjust my seat just for that. How long did it take for you to come up with that 1,000 and some thing?
Like a solid year. And in that time, it occurred to me how little I actually knew. So I would write card descriptions, and then I would get to say the Emperor, and it would reference Aries, and I'd be like, oh, I don't know anything about astrology. I should look into that. And I was reading Thoth, so it would always reference the Kabbalah and Golden Dawn thought. And I'd be like, okay, so the sixes are Tifereth. Like, what does that mean? And now I'd have to go study Kabbalah. And it just like blossomed and bloomed, and it just grew bigger and bigger and bigger. And I felt like I wasn't doing the deck justice unless I knew all of that, which is why it took so long. Because I didn't start drawing cards for 4 years or something, because I was just getting the groundwork done.
I'm giving you the side eye right now. Like, literally side eye. Like, okay, I am beyond impressed. I am beyond impressed that because usually when when people, I don't know, I mean this is a very, very passion project for you. Like, it's a passion project
100%.
that dive, which is very admirable, because I think we all have that. Oh, it'll be, we want to do something, we that would be so cool, but you actually keep pushing and learning and discovering for this tarot. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love learning. It's my favorite thing.
Oh my God, we last week Julianne is like a learner, and now we have Colin. We got a learner. I don't know if I'm a learner per se. I'm like a situational learner. Like, if I need to learn it, I'll learn it. So
Absolutely. And it's not a bad thing not to be a learner. It's like an archetype, just like anything else. It takes all kinds. If everybody was like me, literally nothing would get done because it would take forever.
Do you ever get discouraged in the middle of that?
Yes. So previously to doing the tarot deck, I reached a point, especially when church was kind of fizzling, that I literally couldn't finish any project at all. And so I decided, okay, I'm destroying all of my art. I had a big bonfire and burned it all. And I said, I'm going to start small. I'm going to finish a project today. And then I would finish a project and I would destroy it. I'd say, okay, that one's done. I'm on to the next one. And I'd do a little bit longer project and a little bit longer project. And that was almost like my Rocky montage, like, building up those skills, until finally I got to the point where I said, okay, I'm going to do this. This is going to be my big 6-month project. And when it started ballooning, I really got discouraged because I was like, what have I gotten myself into? I can't possibly finish this. So there's been lots of ups and downs.
You are one of those, like, go all in and like just go all in type of person. Burning your own art. Who are you?
That was,
oh my God.
to anybody who was like an aspiring artist or even just wants to like make stuff or can't finish things, I cannot recommend that enough. Like, you don't necessarily have to go so serious as I do, but like, the idea of being able to let go of something has made me an infinitely better artist, because if something's not working now, I don't feel like I have to hold on to it. I just redo it, or I go over the top of it, and then I get to do something that's incredible. And I, not to call my own work incredible, but I get to make something that I really, really love.
Burning my own art though. Oh my God. I'm like having anxiety attack just thinking about it. That is one of the funniest things, that we all kind of like hold on to things that I don't know. I hold on to things. I still hold on to I hold on to things. I'm not a hoarder because I don't just keep buying things, but whatever I have and I spend money on, I can't Marie Kondo that stuff. I just cannot Marie Kondo. I just cannot, like, this spark joy. This does not spark joy. Bye. I can't do it. I just can't. I mean, it will take me like 6 years to Marie Kondo all my stuff. A couple of my friends you still have DVD that you don't watch. You still have DVD that you have not opened. Colin, if you come to my Omaha house, you'll be like, how many DVD you have not opened? I have so many decks, so many DVD, so many stuff. I bought it and I have not opened it.
The decks one drives me wild. Like, I just love shuffling cards and rifling through, and it's like, how you can have such self-restraint is amazing to me.
Well, I don't know if it's like self-restraint. Like, I'm so weird that way. I'm like, oh, it's not, the moment is not there yet. I have to wait for the right moment. And of course,
it's true.
Like, all this DVD that has been laying around is like, oh, I'll watch it when I have to do a show about whatever. Then that will watch. I'm like, I'm never going to do a show about that. So they're just gonna lay there. But anyway, I'm just gonna sell all of those and be a millionaire. And I'm going to write a movie about you. Because, girl, that is Can you imagine? Everybody, just kind of close your eyes. Can you imagine the struggle? This struggling artist trying to find himself again, and he create, and then he burn it. He burn it in the fire, and then he's like, "Oh, damn it, that's not the one." And he'll go back and redo it again, and then finally, he has this awakening moment to do a tarot deck, and it is the Ocean Dry Tarot. Who will play you?
Ooh, good question.
Who will play you?
I don't actually know. I know like no actors or anything. I barely watch movies or TV shows, so I'm like the worst person to ask for it.
If whoever is in the chat can comment in the chat and say who can play.
Please do.
Colin.
Because right now I'm thinking Queen Latifah, and I feel like there's probably a better choice than that.
I mean, it is open casting. That will be.
It's true.
You know, if you okayed it, I think the executive will okay it. You know, the producer will okay it. And then who will be your best friend?
Ooh.
Who will play your best friend?
I'm thinking like I want like Zooey Deschanel, but grittier. I don't know who that would be.
And Gritter, oh my god. I mean, that's amazing actor interviewing you right now.
It's true. Oh, can you play every role?
I mean, yes, mama.
Yeah, bald cap, you can wear long hair. Yeah, what am I saying? Yeah, why? He's gonna play every single role.
Thank you. Oh my god, I'll be the one that, you know, showing you the deck. Oh my god.
Yeah, oh, for sure. It'll be like Parent Trap style where they just like cleverly film you on both sides. Yeah, no, I'm so into this.
That will be enough. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Will you make a video for your channel of just that one moment of you being every role in that scene?
That will be I will, yeah, yep.
I'm so
that's
into
my
that
next idea. Don't add on to my to-do list. I have so many videos to do. I'm gonna die.
Yeah, just put it on the list.
Okay, so it's about 45 minutes in right now. Let's show a little bit about the Ocean Dry Tarot. If you haven't seen the Ocean Dry Tarot, go to his channel, Prism & Company on YouTube. The latest, not the latest. The latest, is it the latest video? Yeah, the latest video is about the coloration, of how he comes up with the coloration coordination of the Ocean Dry Tarot.
Indeed. At the top of every card, you can see, there we go, 3 different colors, and those correspond to a whole series of systems about how they're interlocking. But yes, finally something about my deck on my own channel.
My God. I'm going to be the horrifying interviewer now to ask you to choose your favorite child, your favorite children. Which, let's do the top 5 card that you absolutely love.
Let's see here.
The top 5 card of the Ocean Dry Tarot by Colin Extra Campbell.
That's 4 and 5. Oh, that's really hard. Oh no, I'm like, this is gonna be easy, and now I'm panicking. Can I do 6? Can I cheat and do 6?
Sure, you can do 6. It's your deck.
Sounds good. All right, so number 1 is my extra card. So this is a 79 card deck. This is card number 217, because I'm like mildly obsessed with the number 217. And it's called Ocean Dry. Yep.
That's right. Colin Extra Campbell with the Ocean Dry Extra Tarot. Thank you. Boop.
Yep.
The extra, I love that extra card though. I do love the extra. How poetic it is, and you know, the ocean dry. Like the imagery is so beautiful. The ocean, the sand. Oh, so great.
And if I'm not mistaken, you have a copy of the Ocean Dry.
I do. I have. Yes. What is the second one?
Second one is the Tower. This card represents kind of my like post-church worldview, and I just love how it turned out, and I think it's a really cool image.
I love it, and I actually like the fact that the words are up there instead of down there.
Yeah, I wanted it to be, because I also renumbered all the major arcana cards. So I wanted people to not, if that would bother somebody, I didn't want them to have to focus on it. So you can look at just the name on top and the numbers way down at the bottom if you don't want to, if you just want to tune that out.
Number 3.
The Lovers.
Oh.
This is, yeah. This is one of the first major Arcana cards that I made. And it really set the tone for how I was going to draw them, because the rest of the deck is so abstract. But all the major Arcana mostly are pretty pictorial. So they're actually showing like a more specific scene. And I was going abstract, and then I drew this and I was like, but I really like the Lovers. So now I have a much more pictorial major Arcana, and I'm very happy with it. You can trace the narrative much easier.
Cool. Number 4.
Number 4 is the Three of Wands. This is one of my birth cards, and I just really like how it turned out. I think the composition is very cool, and I really love the color palette too.
I love the color palette. It's so dark in the bottom. Yes. Yeah, it's just
very springy, growing out of all that darkness.
Yes. Okay, 5th.
5th is the Two of Swords. Well, this is kind of hard to show off. And I like this one because of how watery it
looks like one sword, but it's actually 2 sword, girl. Yes, mama.
All of the hilts in my deck are connected. So you'll see like all the swords are like tied together essentially. But I wanted a really watery subplot happening. And I think that came across very nicely here.
All right. And then number 6.
Number 6 is the Three of Swords. I really don't like the heart being stabbed by 3 swords. So I got to make the Three of Swords that I've always wanted.
Oh, nice. I like it. I love it.
Thank you. I so appreciate that.
I love it. I love it. When can I get a copy?
So I have 2 cards left,
okay.
Although I'm not planning on selling it right away because I want to live with it for a while. It's been so long in the works that I want to see what it's like to read with it and see if we get along.
Oh my God. We just have to, you guys have to keep on waiting. You just have to keep on waiting, girl.
It's going to be 6 more years to get that guidebook done.
Right? Oh my God. It will be like 40,000 pages. It will be like the Bible of Ocean Dry. You know, do you have, you know, like for every child, you know, that you give birth to, what is your hope and dream for your child, Ocean Dry?
Ooh, that it comes out the way that I imagined it.
Okay.
And as long as I can depict it correctly, that's good enough for me.
And what do you imagine? Like what is the goal? Like, I mean, it's helping you to understand tarot more. Like,
oh yeah,
to like
that was the initial goal, was to understand tarot. Now it is to, as fully as possible, realize kind of my thoughts on learning and on modern mysticism and like the 2019 alchemical process. Like, what does it look like to be someone who is interested in, you know, metaphysical topics, but also a member of Earth? You know, how can I mix spirit and Earth as much as possible?
And let's just say that if you do decided to, you know, let your child, release your child into the world, into the massive, you know, chaotic world, what would you want people to take away from the Ocean Dry Tarot?
The new narrative. I would want them to, you know, if they ignored everything else about the deck, just understanding the story that it's trying to tell would be very meaningful to me.
Beautiful, beautiful girl. Okay, we have 14 people here. Let's
hi everybody.
Oh, hey, let's open up to the chat. I always forgot, like next live, I have to tell from the beginning, you know, if you have any burning question, please hold on to your question like a precious baby until the end of the interview and then ask it. So let's open up to the room. If you have a question, please feel free to ask. Boop. I hope your mom is still here. Is Mama Colin? Oh yeah. Mama is still here. If you have a question, please ask. Hi Tangi. Hi.
Hi Tangi.
Hi Denise. Hi Paris. Hi, Donna is still here. Pepper Jeffrey, Pepper Jeffrey is here. Lady Knight of Avalon is here. Your mother is here. Oh, Shuffle Tarot, Nina is here. Thank you everybody for coming and spending this Sunday.
Yes.
Sunday late evening, late afternoon with us. Okay.
It's so exciting to have people watching.
Boop. Colin! Let me be Tangi. Colin! Colin! If you could be any mythical creature, which one and why? That's how Tangi.
Any mythical creature. Yeah. I would be a fairy, I think, because I really want to be able to fly. So I would want wings capable of flight.
A fairy?
Mm-hmm.
Like a fairy?
Sure, yeah. It'd be very cool to be like teeny tiny and explore trees as if they were whole cities. I'd be totally into that.
And how tall are you?
6'2".
Can you imagine the transformation from a 6'2" Colin to boop like that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
listen, I want a different perspective, you know?
Oh, girl, the pressure is on, girl. Mama is here and Dad and Nick. What? Oh.
Hi, guys.
Who's Nick?
My brother.
Oh, the whole family is watching.
Whole family's watching.
Oh my God, he's famous. Your son is now famous. Boop.
We all knew we'd make it someday.
And please subscribe to my channel.
Totally. This guy's hilarious. There we go.
Oh my God. Craziness. Okay. Donna has a question. Whoopsie daisies. Donna, right here. Colin, do you use other forms of divination outside of tarot?
Not often. I do have a couple of oracle decks, the Super Oracle being my personal favorite.
Oh my God!
But it is.
I have that too.
I know. Yes. What number did you end up with?
I ended up with 4048. You persuade me to do 4048 because I do like 4 and 4 is 8, and with an 8, yeah. So do you do oracle? You do tarot? Sure. Anything else? Charms? Nothing.
Nope. I have found enough richness in tarot, at least currently, that it has occupied basically all of my brain space for like many, many years.
Of course. Okay, Pepper Jackery asks, oh, oopsie daisies here. Do you feel you have to explain your tarot love to people that do not understand tarot? Do you have to explain it?
Oh, yeah.
I think he is a little. I think he's a little choppy right now. You're a little choppy right now, Colin. Uh-oh. Where did he go? Oh my goodness! Is it the first technical problem? Oh my God, it's my first technical problem on my live interview series. This is so exciting. How can I solve this problem? Oh my goodness, y'all. He is literally like frozen. He is frozen. Oh, he's gone. Ladies and gentlemen, Colin Campbell is gone right now. So it's all up to me to make sure that everything is entertaining. What am I going to do? Oh my goodness. I'm just gonna keep reading the chat. Oh, Colin is back. Okay, 1, 2, and 3.
Hello.
He is back. He was transforming into a fairy, and now he's actually very small. He's inside a computer.
It's amazing. Yeah. I'm very, very close to the screen.
Oh my God. Okay, so let's go back to that question.
Yes, sorry about that.
I was freaking out. Oh my God, I have to entertain them? What can I do? Anyway.
The actor perform.
I'm so stressed right now. Anywho, back to the question. Papa Jackery asks, do you feel you have to explain your tarot love to people that do not understand tarot?
Totally. I work with lots of people who don't have any context for tarot. So I get the question like, so what is tarot even? and then I have to like in a sentence try and describe it, and they're always like, all right, and everybody's really cool and supportive, but you can definitely tell it's one of those things where people are like, so it's like playing cards with like pictures? I'm kind of like, yeah.
So if I ask you the question, oh my God, what is tarot, Colin?
I would say it is a tool for understanding your own psychology and how you think.
You hear it here first, ladies and gentlemen. That's his answer, girl. It's a tool to understand your own psychology.
Mm-hmm.
Check. Please put it in the book. Thank you so much.
Yep.
Copyright that. Thank you.
TM, trademark.
Thank you. The R. Boop. Lady Knight of Avalon. What is your favorite thing about tarot in general?
The fact that it is so consistent and that there is such a strong element of collection and set to it. The fact that there are 10 of each suit and that the suits are consistent and that there is, you know, a certain number of cards, all of that systemizing really just like, speaks to me.
Did you ever, like when you created that, when you started to, you know, dive into that journey, did you ever kind of like, I'm going to make 12 cards instead of 10 and then have like six court card instead of 4?
I seriously considered getting rid of the court cards because they irritate me.
Uh-huh.
But Siri thought I was talking to him. But no, never wanted to change the number of cards except for maybe an extra one. But obviously I reordered all the majors. So I was, after much despair, able to do some changing to the kind of the system.
Well, you, well, like if, okay, so that's Ocean Dry. Like, let's just move forward. 5 years later, when you have another, like, I must create, you know, I burn the Ocean Dry tarot. Like everybody's, oh my God, no, right? And then, oh my God, no, right? And then you're like, I'm gonna recreate the whole tarot system. Will you think you will you dare to do that? To shake it all up?
Sure. Yeah, I hold almost nothing sacred. So the idea of like, if you want a normal tarot deck, there are 100,000 of them you could buy. I think it'd be very cool to really dig in there and, you know, root around with like, what is at the core of this thing that we all love, and how can I express that through a different lens?
Mm-hmm. I am intrigued. I'm intrigued. I see it. My third eye is open right now. I can see it. That you will finish creating this deck. You'll live with it, and then you're like, "This is BS. I will not accept this. I'm doing a recall to collect all my decks back." And then it's gonna be like an outrage with the community, with everybody. It's like, no, we have to hide it. We have to hide it under our bed. It's
I have some weird deck burning in my yard.
Yeah, it's like it's forbidden to own a deck like that. And then you would create this whole new system, and everybody would be like, "Oh my God!" That's what I see.
I mean, I could easily see that too. You're not wrong.
Right? Okay. I think that's it. Wait, don't laugh at me. Oh my God.
No, I'm just laughing at the idea of me being like, I'm recalling all the decks. They're all crap.
Oh crap. After study, okay, let's see this one. After studying so many topics, what topic would you like to study next?
I think astrology is still my weak point. That would be my next one to really dive into and understand better.
Astrology, yeah. That one, yeah, that one seems unreachable for me, like untouchable for me. I want to have like a really good teacher that is just kind of like, it's so easy, here it is, and then I can learn it. But probably not. Probably like, well, like 6 years of learning, and I'd be like, no, it's too much.
It's the same thing to me with like tarot. When I first started out, I just assumed that if you picked up a tarot book, the information would be correct. But you know, we all know that like every deck interprets it differently. So there's no the source of tarot information. And I don't know this for sure, but I imagine that's similar for astrology, because there are, I'm sure, so many people who have written about it. So I find it intimidating to find like, maybe not the source, but a source that I really work with and that clicks for me, but that would require a lot of reading, which is fine. I'm into it, but it would just take a lot of time.
Now I wonder if there's, I'm sure if you all in the chat right now know that there's a tarot deck or oracle deck that is like highly connected to astrology, drop it in the comment right now so that I can kind of like, I mean, I just got the moonology, but it's not really like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to know everything. I wonder maybe, oh my God, that's it. That's your next deck. When you learn the astrology, you're gonna create an astrology deck.
And I will say the Thoth is very astrological in many ways. Like every card has a planet and an astrological association. So that is a layer of this deck that I am familiar with, but could learn more about. So yeah, another tool would be very cool to help with that.
Denise said, yes, adding another suit, adding spirit, that would definitely work. No?
Ooh, I love the idea of like a whole nother suit.
What would that be? Oh my God, what would
I'm
that
just
be?
thinking, yeah.
Oh my God. So we have cups, we have wands, we have sword, we have pentacles. This is I'm gonna say it live here first, right? Because in Chinese, we have 5 elements instead of 4 elements. So I think the 5th element is metal. But metal is sword. That would be, well, no, not really. Sword is air. Earth is pentacle. Water
It's
is
interesting.
cup.
Cups.
And then fire is wand. So if we want to add the metal element, what symbolism will represent metal? What is, yeah.
Because there's so many symbols that are already metal in tarot.
Right?
Like a sword is metal and a pentacle is metal. That's interesting.
Yeah.
So what is it about metal that is metal like spirit in Chinese culture?
No, not really. I mean, it's just like you're a metal horse, right? Yeah. So it's like strong, indestructible. It's a little bit more concrete, right? So you have air, you have fire, you have earth, still mushy. You have metal is not that you can actually not, I don't want to say tainable. It's more like it is more tainable. It's like you can hold on to it, right? Earth you can hold on to, you can feel it. Fire, air, water, they're all kind of like that. And then you have the metal that are like metal.
Interesting. So in that system, I would say that you move pentacles to metal and then use like
something for
stone
earth.
or something for earth. Yeah, like wood maybe. So it's like a very like porous material. I'm into it.
That's okay.
See, now I'm waiting for the 5 suit Y deck. That's what I want.
It'll be so, oh my God, it'll be so cute. Oh my God, my boob deck. Oh my God, my boob deck will have 5 suits with like 20 cord because because I need the princess and the prince and the page and the chef and
extremely inclusive.
Like and the maiden and like it will be like a full story. Oh my God, that would be like a 125 cards deck.
Oh, I'm into it.
But see, that's the thing. The way that I will do it would not be how you like depict everything. I'll be like, that looks good. Let's put a sign on it. Done.
Awesome. Ace of Wands. Done.
Done. Just like that. I put my face on it. Boop.
I want your face on every card.
Oh my God, thanks. Oh my God.
And it's got to be in a different costume each time, maybe with a different hat.
Yes, mama. Yes, mama. Okay, so we are approaching the end of the interview. I feel like there's no more question in the chat, and you now have completed this live interview. You survived. I think it was 30 seconds or a minute. I don't remember.
30 seconds.
30 seconds. You have 30 seconds of your own time. You can do whatever you want to do in that 30 seconds. You can plug your own deck. That sounds awful. That sounds dirty. You can promote your own Ocean Dry Tarot. You can do a reading. You can meditate. You can do whatever. You have 30 seconds. Here we go.
I was really hoping to have this all finished, but what I wanted to do with my last 30 seconds was show you guys a new card, and I'll show you guys what I have so far, which is for the Empress. So the color palette for the Empress is this going to work? Yeah, emerald green, lime green, and purple. Let me turn this off, maybe. Is that going to work any better? We'll see if it works. Yeah. And then Eventually, it's going to be filled with far more foliage. But here you can see a bunch of slats of wood with green showing through and things growing through.
I love it. Which
and
one?
This is for the Empress.
Empress.
And what we're looking at here is the inside of the boat that is on the death card. So, oops. Give it back. So the death card is after the Empress, after you find this sunken ship in the middle of the desert that is covered with foliage like an oasis, and you finally lose all hope right before the tower, where you realize that it is not the desert, it is instead the bottom of the ocean.
Wow. Well, that just sums it up. That's just conclude this live interview. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for Colin for coming on.
Thank you for having me. This was such a blast.
That was so fun. That was so fun. Oh wait, hold on a second. I have to type something. You keep talking right now about sing something. You like musical theater. Talk.
I do. If you are interested in knowing more about the Ocean Dry Tarot, like Y said, I just released a video on kind of the color systems. I have, full intention to go into a whole bunch of more stuff on the deck, like why I chose to renumber all the major arcana. Once I have all the major arcana drawn, I want to walk through the narrative and what that looks like and kind of show you all the hidden little things and symmetries that I put in the deck. So if you want to know more, let me know too. I'm on Instagram. I love to chat with people. I love to know what you want to hear about as well.
All right. Follow him on Instagram, IG at Ocean Dry Tarot. Follow him or subscribe him on YouTube, which is Prism and Company and CO. So this is YouTube and this is the IG. So let's everybody say bye to Colin before I tell everybody about next week's guest. So I'm just gonna tell everybody next week's guest while you're here so that you can be surprised too. Next week is Tanji still here. Oh yes, Tanji still here.
Yeah, sweet.
Tanji, are you here? Boop. So next week is none other than my dear twin sister, Miss Tangerine Layla, over at Tangerine Layla, the Sleepy Oracle. It'll be next Sunday, October 20th at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time on Sunday. So go over there to check out her channel at Tangerine Layla, the Sleepy Oracle. Thank you so much for watching. And let's all say goodbye to Colin. Thank you so much.
Bye, everybody. Thank you so much, Y.
Boop. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'm so glad you are here. And next week is Tangerine Layla and my dear twin. And then remember do subscribe and turn on the notification bell for all my videos. Yeah. So have a fabulous, fabulous week. Remember to charge your crystal tonight because it is the full moon in Aries. Fiery climax approaching, girl. So beautiful moon. Go out, enjoy the moon, charge your crystal. Remember to subscribe and turn on the notification. Have a great week and boop. Bye.